This video was made possible by the Laurel Foundation, Bay Area Lyme Foundation, and the Limelight Foundation.
When my doctor said you have Lyme disease, I thought that I was going to feel a lot of anger, but I was really relieved and was really happy to finally have a concrete answer. And it was a different type of relief than when I was diagnosed with lupus.
When Allie was diagnosed with the Lyme, it was a bittersweet moment. We were excited to hear that she didn't have lupus, but we were also heading into uncharted territory, and we really didn't know what this was going to represent.
It felt right. It felt like, okay, this makes sense. I remember taking a really big breath and just being like, okay, let's do this. I'm ready.
After I found out I had Lyme disease, I, of course, went on my computer and researched and found out that Lyme disease can be transferred from mother to child.
Once I had that doctor saying, Camille, I don't know what all this is, but I see your family and I've been watching you guys for years and I've never seen anything like this.
It was about 11 at night and my husband was in the office and I read it and I screamed. And I said, they all have it. And that was when it began, right then.
So she kind of instructed me, why don't you go get more blood work? I found a Lyme literate doctor, which was like a hallelujah moment.
When the doctor finally diagnosed me with Lyme disease, I think there was some relief, but there was also some uncertainty because I, again, had no idea what this meant.
So as soon as I heard that I had Lyme disease come out of my doctor's mouth, I had this moment where it almost kind of felt like a death to me. Like I went through these range of emotions.
I, again, was clueless as to what that really meant, and then kind of found I opened Pandora's box in many ways and just how difficult it is to deal with the disease.
I was mad that I had missed it, mad that doctors had missed it, just devastated over the damage it had done to my body.
And everything pointed directly to Lyme. So at that point, we had our diagnosis and actually had a family dinner that night with my siblings and kids and everyone. And the whole dinner I was sitting there thinking, how can I tell them this? Because by then I was truly terrified.
I felt grateful that I finally got to somebody that was able to diagnose me, but then I felt resentful towards all the doctors that never even thought of that when I had always mentioned that I had had tick exposure.
So I announced with great drama that I had been diagnosed with Lyme disease, and I looked around the table and everyone was looking, and they said, what is that, you know? But that was the turning point where at least we had a path forward.
I remember exactly where I was standing when the doctor called me. He called me himself. And he told me what the diagnosis was. And I didn't even really know what Lyme disease was at the time, but after 8 years of searching to try to figure out what was wrong with me, it was like, finally, I have something. Somebody believes me. You know, there's light at the end of the tunnel. There's treatment for it.